Good morning. Shabbat Shalom. Today is Shabbos. It is Saturday. I just sent out a teaching and I put it on Facebook, but I say a teaching. It wasn't. It was just me rambling along about what I'm thinking about this COVID stuff and about our energy that we are supposed to share, that we're supposed to take care of each other, that we're supposed to honor our parents, that we're supposed to touch them, that we're supposed to, those type of things. Anyway, it went out to a few people. Anyway, I truly think that we're being tested. First off, this COVID stuff, it all of a sudden just popped up out of nowhere, and that's the way God will work. I mean, think of the 10 plagues of Egypt. Boom! They popped up out of nowhere. So, knowing that that's how God brought the pestilence and brought the plagues to Egypt to free the people, I believe it was also a test of emunah, of faith. A lot of people didn't pass. A lot of the Hebrews that were there didn't pass the faith test. They got into it. They just found that things weren't exactly the way they thought they would be. This is the way I'm looking at it. Kind of like in today's times. I mean, what did Pharaoh do? And how did he command his people? We don't have any of that information. We just says, we got this plague, this happened. We got this plague, this happened. What was the government of Egypt doing at the time? God went against them so strong that he pretty much had them paralyzed. They probably didn't do much of anything. But now then I'm going to get to what I wrote about. And this is going to be very quick today. I'd like to get this out there. I believe this is a combination of things because everything happens through Hashem. He does everything. He is everything. He's in everything. He is the creator of all things. He is our God. He is the one that we're supposed to worship. He's the one that we're supposed to walk with. Our world, and it's said in that time, that the world is going to be apostate. The world is going to be ungodly. The world is going to be against the Creator. The majority of the people will worship the creation instead of the Creator. That's just one of the things that are going on in the world. So, and as I mentioned in my text that I sent out to everyone, doesn't this appear to be the story of Naaman happening to each individual? Naaman went with faith in the one Creator to a prophet. He didn't know about the Creator until the prophet told him what to do. But where I'm getting at is he done it and he was cured. But he asked as he departed to go back to his land, can I be forgiven? For when the king, the government, comes to my town and I must go to worship with him, and as he bows, I am to bow with him, can I be forgiven? And the prophet says, go with peace. He didn't say if it's good or bad or what, but we know that Naaman was goyim. He was ger. He believed when he walked away, when he went, he had the faith in one true God, the Creator. And he was, and that's a big deal. He had the faith in the Creator. But he knew that the king did not. And the king worshipped idols. And he knew that he would be put to death. Now, if you're a Jew, if you're an Israelite, before you bow to another God, you will give up your soul to Hashem. And he will bring you home. If it comes to death or bowing to an idol, if you're Israelite, if you're Jewish, you should take the punishment. Okay? Remember, all of everything that was written, that was said, that was done by the prophets was for Israel, in the Mediterranean, not in the world at general. It tells what's going to happen in the world at general, and that the Israelites will be dispersed throughout the world to the furthest most corners of the world. That's where they will be gathered from. So they're in our midst. We could, without knowing, have Jewish blood in us. But are we commanded as Ger, Noahites, to give up our life when we are ordered? No. But what we are commanded to do is to worship the Creator. There is only one God, and to not bow to idols. But it doesn't say that we will be cut off as Israel will be cut off. I don't read that. I know that it'll be interpreted that way, but we're different. They're the chosen. They chose to accept Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, which we turn down if we're of the nations. And they have to be set above us, and they have to teach us, and they have to be more righteous. And I understand why they must give up their life before committing murder. If they put a gun to your head and say, commit murder, or I'm going to kill you, let them pull the trigger. If they command you to sexually abuse or rape another individual, let them pull the trigger. If they command you, as an Israelite, a Jew, to bow to another god or another idol, pull the trigger. It is better for us to go home to be with the Father than to be here against Him. Because you do not want to be nullified in the new world. You want to go into Gan Eden and receive the teaching of Mashiach, of Torah, the more deeper, deeper meanings, so that you are prepared for the new heaven and the new earth and the new world. And you are prepared for the mission, the next mission that we will be sent on. It's not just about going back to the Father. It's about being prepared. It's about being sanctified, cleansed, and educated. If we can't do it here and walk with Him, how can we ever do it anywhere else? If He takes our soul, which belongs to Him, which is part of Him, which is all, we're all of Him. This covering that we have, it'll go away. It goes back to dust. He's told us. It will go back to dust. How much time it takes is going to be up to us. Okay? It's how righteous are we? Do we truly need to be that sanctified or that cleansed? Did we live a righteous life? We just need to take all that into consideration and say, do we really want to be here? But getting back to where I was going is, right now, the world is taking on and they're trying to make the scriptures come true, the prophets come true. 2 will be sitting on the floor working, separating grain from chaff. 2 women. And 1 will automatically be taken. Let's say, what has government done now? I'm working with a group of electricians, and all of a sudden, boom, 1's gone, 2's gone. They're being taken out, but they're not dying. They're not being judged. Government has separated us because they know if we stand together we stand united, we can't be taken down. But if we can be divided and separated and put into little cubicles and everybody sent to their own corner, not to talk, not to touch, not to share energy, Our souls are connected to the Creator. He sends energy into us, and the more we obey the words that we're given, the better we are to our fellow people, the more energy we share with our family and friends, the healthier, the happier we are. Think about this. They've been saying this since I was a kid. Then science has come out and proven that we share energy. Not just God's word, but science came out and showed that we share energy. If we share energy, we share our health and our goodness. And it's about our goodness and kindness. We can't be good and kind. We can't help an individual if they've got us locked down. And if this is happening, it's bringing more negative energy into our minds and our hearts and our lives. And it's wrapping our soul, the righteous soul, the goodness and the kindness up. It's Satan. It's the evil inclinations, klipa, covering. That is covering us. Not a righteous covering, but it's covering the light, the energy, the goodness of God that's within us, that we're supposed to help others with. I'm not saying go out. I'm not saying take a chance. And everybody's got to weigh their own faith and their own emunah. No, I have not gone to my mother's house to give her a hug, to visit. She needs help. She needs the energy. I need the energy. I haven't got to see my grandkids, but now we don't see them often anyway, every couple of months or every month or so. Ones that live close to us we see, but we see our friends, we see people, we have conversation in and out, and so we're sharing our verbiage, but we're not sharing energy because we're not in the presence. Now, see, I'm going to draw us a little quick picture here. Let me see if I can find a clean piece of paper. Okay, I know that I had a little silence there. I could have paused it, but I thought it might let you watch me work a little bit. Okay, so anyway, you take this. We're all a piece of God, okay? We all have a piece of His soul in us. So, as we go out, God's energy flows back and forth, up and down the lines that are connected to our soul. And we receive Him, and we receive His knowledge and His wisdom and His energy. The more righteous we are, the more of this we can get. The more we follow His word, the more we sanctify our bodies, the more we cleanse our soul using the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, especially Leviticus 11. We become more righteous and get more energy flowing back and forth. You'll know, if you ever do this, you'll know that I know what I'm talking about. I try to live as best as I can by it. It makes me feel younger every day. So anyway, let's get back to this. Energy's going up and down. We're commanded to come together. And then we share the energy from the Father to us to the other person and back and forth. And we create this loop, right? And that energy's flowing. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Well, in God's energy is happiness. And they have said that laughter and happiness is like medicine and cures. But they've taken that away. We're not allowed to touch, to be in the presence of, or to love others. I mean, we're allowed to love them, but we're not allowed to go to them, to be in their presence. Where two come together and my name is mentioned, there I shall be. That's what he said. Two come together. Two come together. And there he shall be. If we're not allowed to come together, we're not allowed to allow him to come to be with us. Now, we are spiritually and electronically attached through this video. And so I pray that we're sharing energy. I know that we're sharing